I'm being restricted from a lot of things right now that I didn't expect to be for standing up for something that I believe in. I have family coming in who I have to let them know to not come to my graduation ceremonies. I'm a 2020 high school grad, so I wasn't able to walk then, and so here it is. I'm not able to walk now.
Would you do it again?
I mean, yeah.
See, as you can see, the more you around, the more you're going to find out.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Courting. I thought I would bring a little bit of hilarity to wrap up the week, at least if you're watching this on Friday. If you enjoyed my videos, all I ever ask is that you follow or subscribe down below wherever you happen to watch it. I would greatly appreciate that. It was the effing aroundest of times, and now it is the finding outest of times for a lot of these smelly protesters who apparently don't believe in toothpaste or body soap. So I thought I would share a hilarious reaction of that intersection where a LARPer for freedoms finds out in real time that there are consequences for breaking the law, but now she's got her family's flying in, and now she can't go to graduate. Well, you should have thought about that, because from what I understand, at just about every one of these universities, nobody's actually being punished for protesting. They're being punished for ignoring, rules, being asked to leave, or they're being punished for, destroying property or being, aggressive or throwing things or not anything within their First Amendment rights. And I just thought that this interaction was just so hilarious in every conceivable way. This interview, it's just a chef's kiss. But make no mistake about it. Most of these people are saying, nah, I'd do it all again. Yeah, right. You talk big, and then when someone puts a camera in front of your face, you bawl your eyes out. So the overall here, of course, is this is one of those morons that thought the rules didn't apply to them. By the way, they're 22 to 23 years old. They're not 12. They know better. Imagine being this rudderless in your mid-20s. Absolutely no excuse. An Arizona State University student breaks down in tears in front of the courthouse following her arrest. Remember, again, what the media would want you to believe and what a lot of these woke weirdos want you to believe is that they were just standing there exercising their First Amendment right when no, they were not. They were told to leave the campus. They were given weeks in some cases. They were told that you are allowed to voice your opinion. They were even given incredible lengths of rope in which to end up hanging themselves with down the road. They were given days and days and days and days, warnings and warnings and warnings, stuff that you don't actually get in real life. And they still chose to break the law. Brianna Brocker, a senior who took part in the pro-Palestine demonstrations. Again, no problem with that. You can do your little protest. You can do your letter writing campaign. Anything that is protected by the First Amendment, even if I disagree, which again, I don't want America to be meddling in either side of this. I will support your right to do that. So if this beautiful individual had just been standing on a sidewalk carrying a sign, doing a letter writing campaign, doing one of their stupid hey, hey, ho, ho chants, nothing wrong with that. Now, we could make fun of them, but I would defend their right to do it. And the funny thing was, the Arizona Board of Regents stated that ASU would collaborate with students facing suspension due to ensure the completion of final exams and assignments. So these students all got suspended 2 weeks before finals. Morons. Imagine having spent, I don't know, Arizona State's a state university, but let's say you put $100,000 into your four-year education, which is probably a reasonable estimate, maybe even low for a state school, okay? 100K. You've been there for over 1,100 days. You've got 4 years into it. Most people take 5 years to graduate. And with a week left, rather than just keeping your stupid head down and getting your work done and getting out of there and getting your diploma that you've invested all this time and all this money into. Instead, you get suspended, barred from finals, and barred from graduation. I mean, imagine thinking that you have any future. Like, this individual's only future is going to be a paid source protester. That's what her future is. I'm sure she got a degree in underwater basket weaving or gender studies or some crap like that. So those jobs are all gone now. But again, everyone around this individual has failed them. And most of all, they've failed themselves. At 22, 23, 24 years old, you are a complete rudderless moron. All right? You want to protest? Cool. You know what I would have done? Finished my finals. All right? Got through graduation and then protested. Or I would have, I don't know, followed the law. I have family coming in. So her entire family is paying money to travel, to stay there. Doesn't care about that. You're crying about you know why she's crying? Is because her dad and or mom is going to be so disappointed in them because they were probably paying for their education. They were paying for them, and now there's a real consequence. You know, and like she said, I'm safe, I'm fine, I might not graduate, and that might harm future job prospects, but I'm not in physical danger, and I'm not constantly worried about being hurt. Brocker was one of 72 individuals arrested and taken into custody for continuing to protest on ASU campus, despite receiving multiple warnings about the potential legal and academic consequences. So again, all right, I just want to be very clear. I support this moron's First Amendment rights. I do not support this person being a moron. When they tell you that you're trespassing, you're 22 years old, you know you are. Refusing to leave will have consequences. You don't get to get in front of the camera and whine and cry about it. In fact, these are like basically the least consequences of consequences that this person could face. She was also one of 20 students. The U.S. District Judge denied preliminary injunction to lift the ban on students who were suspended after the protest. In a statement, ASU wrote that the group of protesters, of which only 15 of which were actually attending the university, so 15 out of 72. This proves, we've talked about this at some length. Most of these are outside agitators, many of which are being paid to be there. They're grown adults with no options in life that are there to be crabs in a bucket and ruin the opportunities of young, impressionable minds. By the way, no excuses at 22 years old. None. You don't get to say, oopsie doopsie. You're 22. You have a college education. You knew what you were doing. You don't get to cry on camera. By the way, again, they refused to leave after multiple requests and were charged with criminal trespass, which is it's not going to probably be that big of a deal. Just looking at this individual, I don't think they're probably going into finance or any of the careers that might care about your background check. I'm sure that being an Uber driver with $100,000 in debt they're not going to care about that. But the students filed a lawsuit against the Arizona Board of Regents citing violations of First Amendment rights, causing irreparable harm their suspension is causing them, and they're unable to enroll in class. Tough cookies. You failed because you don't have a First Amendment right to start encampments on people's property that you don't own. You don't have First Amendment rights to storm buildings. You don't have First Amendment rights to break windows. You don't have First Amendment rights to block Jewish students from going to class. You don't have First Amendment rights to block traffic. I could go on and on and on and on and on, but you get the point. Judge John Tucci ruled that the students did not provide sufficient evidence that either of their claims were even true. The judge's decision comes even though the trespassing charges against the students haven't gone to court yet. Getting a restraining order or preliminary injunction is a very high burden. Very difficult to do, so I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Attorney David Shammy, who is representing the 20 ASU students, these actions they used to arrest and the decision they made to suspend without having evidence. I mean, they have evidence. They were arrested being in the spot. I mean, I don't feel bad for you. You're 22. You've been in college for 4 years. When this country was formed, you'd have 5 kids and you'd be on your deathbed already. You're 22 years old. You know, most, like, my parents at 22 were both working full-time factory jobs and had kids. Actually, I think they were 23. But you know what I'm saying? My parents both worked full-time, owned a house, and my mom was pregnant by this chick's age. This chick doesn't understand basic rules. It is absolutely hilarious to me when these idiots, get consequences. I mean, listen to this quivering lip.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed.
What is going on here?
I'm being restricted from a lot of things right now.
Toothpaste? Is that one of them?
That I didn't expect to be, for standing up for something that I believe in.
That's not why you're being restricted. These people are delusional. Delusional. You were arrested for trespassing, not for standing up. And by the way, again, like children, you got multiple warnings, multiple days to comply. The last thing the university wanted to do was to arrest you. Everyone knows that.
I have family coming in who I have to let them know to, not come to my graduation ceremonies. I am glad that there is a guarantee that my courses will be taken care of, so I don't have to worry necessarily about.
After all this, at the very end, yeah, I'll do it again.
I'm not like in physical danger. I'm not constantly worried about
hygiene,
being hurt or being forced from my home or anything like that.
You ruined your life. Standing up for people, I'm going to guess that this person may or may not be an LGBTQ individual. Most of the comments she effed around and found out, wow, bad decisions lead to bad consequences. Shocker. Credit to ASU for doing the just and correct thing. She will look back at this in a few years and only to realize that she was used. Lastly, good luck explaining this to your family. That conversation's going to be epic. No keffia today, dear? The found out part of this hits different. How much debt are we paying off for this girl who makes very poor choices and cannot utter a sentence with and? I mean, just getting absolutely ruthlessly crushed. You get nothing! Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. And as always, please do subscribe or follow down below. Talk to you again real soon.